Here we go. So today I'm going to talk about enterprise as a whole. If you notice, this is all of Enterprise Holdings. I'll talk to you about our career path. I'll show you some videos about enterprise, some tips and tricks to virtual interviewing, because that's what I've been doing a great deal of. What we're looking for in a candidate, as well as how to apply. And at the end, we'll have plenty of time for question and answer. So as you notice right here, Enterprise Holdings is a lot more just than Enterprise Rent-A-Car. We are also fleet management, which fleet management is like corporate accounts, I guess is a way of thinking about it, or leasing of vehicles. They're looking for 220 to about 200 vehicles. And then we have our tri-brand of Enterprise, National, and Alamo. We acquired National and Alamo about 13 years ago, which the acquisition of those three brands is now makes us the largest rental car company in the world. But we also have all these other divisions: Enterprise Car Sales, Enterprise Truck Rental, Exotic, Car Share, FlexiRent, Zimride. All of those come from the Enterprise brand. So we really do focus on the concept that we're providing the best solution for the customer's transportation needs. So any which way you think you'd want to use a vehicle, Enterprise will have that solution for you. And also what that means is that it provides opportunity for our management trainees, because we promote solely from within, and I'll go through that in just a moment. So this is an example of our 60 some odd groups that we have worldwide with Enterprise. We are a privately held company. We are actually the largest, well, the 12th largest privately held company. We are corporate owned as well, and we are what we call a decentralized company. For those business majors that know what that is, essentially it's decentralized. It says that we are able to run our business in each group based on the needs of the customers in our particular group. So how we run our needs here in Southwest Florida, it's a little bit different than they're going to run it in Texas or in Canada. And that just makes it better for our customers. So if we look at current business state as we stand today, Enterprise Holdings, in revenue, fiscal year 2020, we made almost $26 billion, and that's even with COVID. We're very, very proud of that. Our employees are working extremely hard. We have 10,000 fully staffed operations in more than 100 countries around the world, which again, fully staffed is phenomenal considering COVID. We are the 12th largest, like I said, privately held companies in America. We have more than 2 million vehicles on the road with over 100,000 employees. And we're the only U.S. investment grade company. And what that means is that Enterprise is the only investment grade car rental company in North America. And essentially what that means is we invest money back into our business to help and train and develop our employees, as well as to support the operations and with which we do business for all Enterprise, National, and Alamo brands. This piece of our business is a huge piece. When Jack Taylor started our business in 1957 in the basement of a Cadillac dealership, as he started to grow, he really wanted to make sure that we gave back to the community with which we did business. So with that, he has instilled in all of us to make a real difference in the communities with which we live and work. Our company began with a single neighborhood office and a simple commitment to serving our customers, employees, and communities. And as our business continues to grow, we work to extend that spirit of care and respect to thousands of communities with which we service around the world. These are our major ongoing philanthropic initiatives, totaling more than $292 million. The first one you see in the upper left-hand corner is the Road Forward program, which is our commitment for the next 5 years, $55 million to organizations that advance social and racial equality in the communities with which we serve. And ROAD stands for respect, opportunity, achievement, and diversity. And it focuses on youth and families. We're very proud of our Road Forward program, which we just recently rolled out. Some of the things that we've had going on for a little while is our Enterprise 50 Million Tree Pledge, which our commitment is to planting 1 million trees a year to help restore public lands badly in need of reforestation. We also have the Enterprise Fill Your Tank program, which is our commitment to, for the next 10 years, giving $115 million to addressing food insecurities around the globe. We have the American Red Cross Annual Disaster Giving Program, where we provide $1 million annually to support the preparedness and disaster relief efforts. And living in Southwest Florida, we have certainly our definite effort or need for that, as well as across the United States and the world. Fisher House, it's a 6-year commitment of $6 million supporting scholarship and housing programs for families of veterans. Jack Taylor actually is a veteran from World War II. He actually, the reason why we call our company Enterprise Holdings is because he used to fly off of the USS Enterprise when he was in the Navy. So that's where our namesake comes from. Enterprise Rent-A-Car Institute for Renewable Fuels is $33 million pledge, developing and applying technologies to enhance the potential of oilseed crops, algae, and bioengineering grasses as sources of sustainable bioengineering or energy, excuse me. And then we have our Roots Enterprise Healthy Rivers Project, which is a 5-year commitment, $30 million to help support the Nature's Conservancy of long-term water reserve management initiatives. So when we look at our career at Enterprise, like I mentioned briefly, we hire for a position called a management trainee as our core of who we hire for. We do obviously look for management trainee interns, which I'll certainly go to in just a minute. But because we promote solely from within, the position that we hire for all of our management positions is a management trainee. And then from there, they work their way up. As you can see from this picture, the first promotion opportunity happens at about 10 months of employment to management assistant. And then they can get promoted to assistant manager. And then the next position of branch manager is when you can start looking at all those other divisions of enterprise, as you saw from that second picture that I had. Talks about risk management, business to business, sales, vehicle repair, business consumer, human resources. When you have that experience as a branch manager, then you can certainly branch out. And again, we don't hire for those other divisions without looking at enterprise. We never look outside the company. And that's where we really focus on the idea of promoting from within. We always promote solely from the enterprise brand. And then if you want to stay up the daily rental route, goes to area manager, group rental manager, so on and so forth. A typical branch at Enterprise, and again, we are certainly open for business. Typical branch, we actually have 2 different sides of our business. One is what we call our home city location, those ones you see sprinkled around town. Those are our home city locations that service customers that have been their vehicles in the shop or they've been into an auto accident. They're the replacement vehicle service, how Jack started our business, which is our bread and butter. And then of course we have our retail side of the business, which the local branches, our home city locations, do retail, as well as our airport operations, of course, focus primarily on the retail side of the business. An average branch has 5 to 7 employees. Again, management track individuals starting out as a management trainee. Several hundred vehicles. I mentioned before that we're decentralized. And when we say that you're learning how to run an operation, it's exactly that. We're teaching you how to run an operation from the front side of the house, dealing with customer interactions daily, as well as the back side where you're learning how to understand a profit and loss statement, how to manage your books, how to understand forecasting, all of that. And of course, as you work your way up, employee income tied to your performance. And of course, the responsibility of growing your own business. So we really focus on this idea of being a very entrepreneurial type of business. Our business model is very simple. We hire smart, motivated individuals, and we teach them how to run a business, very entrepreneurial based from that perspective. We focus on the idea of creating completely satisfied customers because those customers come back and they tell others about Enterprise. Obviously, as we grow, gives us the opportunity to open more branches and create new opportunities for employees. Even with the pandemic, we were able to open 2 more branches when we finally came out of it in the fall. We were building them prior to COVID, and we've been able to, there's still a need. So we were able to continually open those, which provided more opportunities for our employees. Again, as an employee advances, the company growth drives their financial rewards. And of course, we want to continue to attract top talent. So let me show you a little video about our management trainee program.
Enterprise Holdings' commitment to training and employee development is a significant commitment. We take from our management training program and up through our rental management, and those people are developed into our next directors of business rental sales or our next marketing managers.
It's a stepping stone to get you to a manager, and within the immediate manager that I had, they taught me a lot.
They spend a lot of time with each person and each training group to make sure that you don't just know this side of our business. You know where the vehicles go on to next. You know the truck side of things. You know that there's fleet management. They do a very good job of educating you on that. And there are so many different avenues.
One of the takeaways that I would offer to people in my classes was, it's up to you. Your job is to take what you've learned this week or learned in this class and then execute it on the job. But one of the more important things that I wanted to make sure every trainee understood was that if you're not having fun, you're doing it wrong. And so when you go back to the branch, you're going to have hard days, you're going to have fun days, you're going to have light days. They don't happen very often, but there are days that are lighter than others. And if you're having fun, you're bringing the customers into it, you're bringing your coworkers into it, and everybody's better for it.
We're constantly working with customers and constantly trying to run the business. So taking a step back and getting to sit down and listen to someone that really knows about a certain area of the business, whether it be marketing, whether it be risk management, whether it be sales, and really take in what goes into all of that.
You're looking for a company to get started with that has strong bones and has strong values and really values their employees and looks to the future by building their employees up. This is the spot for you. The possibilities are endless, and Enterprise will help you get there.
And I will show you one more video.
Hi, my name is Abby. I'm currently an enterprise management trainee, and I'm on the road to a management role. I think what really has shown me a lot about the culture of the company is that the work that you put in to the company is recognized, whether it be through a shout out email, a promotion opportunity, or just an event to celebrate, someone's accomplishment or what work they have put in the company that has been recognized. I definitely think that there is opportunity everywhere, whether it's opportunity in HR at the corporate level or just staying in the neighborhood cities and managing people. The opportunity is there always. Looking down the road, I think that the work I'm putting in right now is going to be recognized, and I will eventually be where I want to be within the company. I think Enterprise prepares you for the real world. They prepare you to deal with hard situations, and they provide you with the people and the training to be able to be successful. Everyone is on your side here at Enterprise, and that has really developed my skills within the professional world and working with customers on a day-to-day basis. Having a positive attitude and a willingness to work hard is key to success here at Enterprise.
I like what she said. A key to success is a positive attitude. It's definitely Enterprise. Okay, so these are just some pictures of some fun times at Enterprise. The philosophy is we work hard and we reward hard work. Obviously, right now with COVID, we certainly want to be safe. So these pictures have obviously people with masks on, but it's also our ugly sweater contests, as well as dressing up for Halloween. So we definitely want to create a fun environment with which we do our work. So let's go into a little bit about some tips and tricks when it comes to getting a job. There's all sorts of things. It's not just because you have a college degree, you're going to get a job. And I know you hear that a lot. there are some things that you need to do of sorts to prepare. We'll go over in just a minute on how to prepare and conduct a virtual interview, because that's what recruiters are doing a lot of these days. When we look at resume review, I know career services can certainly lend a hand for that. I would also have somebody look at the resume as a recruiter. Misspellings definitely are a big no-no. You want to keep your resume also to one page. You want to use really strong adjectives. I sit in some interviews and employees are sometimes, they're like, I don't want to talk too highly about myself. I'm like, well, this is your time with which to do it. So the resume is what people see prior to actually meeting you. So make sure it really exemplifies everything that you have to bring to the table. Mock interviews. The more time you get to practice interviews with employers or with friends or with anybody in the career center, do it. Give yourself that opportunity, because practice makes perfect. The more times you do it, the more comfortable you do it. You'll feel doing it. Interview prep, again, goes back to that idea of practicing your interviews. Just because you practice something in your head doesn't mean it's going to come out that same way. And you certainly want to make sure that you practice as much as possible. What to do and what not to do in a virtual interview, we'll definitely go through that. When we talk about groups and organizations and campus involvement, all of those things look really good on your resume as well. So you want to make sure that you join as much as you can. It helps give you that leadership opportunities. And again, looks very good on a resume, because recruiters are looking for people that can really focus their time on all sorts of things to focus on, what not just doing classes. So let's talk a little bit about conducting a virtual interview. You definitely want to create a video-friendly environment. We'll go into that. It's a little bit more. Preparing for the interview and follow-up. So creating a family-friendly environment. It is interesting, some of the things that I get during my interviews. What I think is really kind of funny is when I'm talking to a candidate and the fan is positioned directly over their head, and that is all the recruiter sees. It looks like it's a beanie. It's just a fan going right above their head. So you certainly want to make sure that you look around your room. When you take a picture of yourself, or try it with the phone so you can see yourself, you want to make sure that everything is being focused on you and not your environment. I've also had dogs and cats enter the room. I've had roommates come in and start making popcorn. So make sure that your background, be very mindful of the people around you and just get ready for it. Be prepared. Also, make sure that you dress appropriate, because when you talk about preparing, just because you are coming into a virtual interview doesn't mean that you're not being seen as if it was a face-to-face interview. And that's what I think some people are forgetting. Always, always want to make sure that you talk directly to the camera. When I am conducting an interview as a recruiter, I let them know before we actually get started how the setup is. They're on my phone. I've got the computer below me so that they're able to see exactly what I'm doing as if they were in my office. And that's what you'll want to do. Make it feel like you are right in their office. Practice, 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 practice. I can't say that more. Practice. Sit in front of somebody. Sit on your phone. Pretend like you are there. Be prepared. Research the organization. Nothing kind of gets a recruiter more than when somebody has no idea what they're applying for. A recruiter is the cheerleader for the company. So you definitely want to make sure you've done your research. Obviously, be prepared to answer any questions. When you are applying for a job, make sure that you know the position that you're applying for and what possible competencies the recruiter is looking for to fill that job. And it's found right in that job description. When you read about the job, think, what qualities do I have to meet those qualifications or what they're looking for, and then be able to address those in the interview. So Taking the interview, speak clearly, enunciate, listen to each question. I had an interview yesterday that their bird kept chirping, so it interrupted the gentleman's voice. He was also leaning back on a couch, like almost in the reclining position. So I wasn't able to understand the words he was saying. That's not often that I experience that, but sometimes it does. So just remember, recruiters that are having to do virtual interviews, it's just like you're in their office and that's what they expect. And I know enterprise definitely ask that of our candidates. Always remember with the interview process that just because you get the interview, you go through the interview, your recruiting of yourself to a job doesn't end there. You definitely want to send a thank you note via email or text or however you've communicated with the recruiter already. Certainly send a thank you note. I think in my years of recruiting, I've probably received maybe 20 thank you notes. That's not a lot. And I've interviewed a lot of people. So I think that really sets you up for success because people remember you as opposed to others. And it's just polite. And if you say that you're going to be reaching out to them, or if they're expecting information from you, make sure you do that. Don't let other things cloud or get in the way of your follow-up. So specific to enterprise, we are looking for management trainee interns that we offer real world experience. We never really stop looking for interns. So we are looking for people spring, summer, and fall. We're looking for specifically rising seniors. We'll take rising juniors as well, but I think rising seniors work better because our management training interns go through all the various training classes that our management trainees go through, so that when they graduate, our honest expectation is to have you convert to be a management trainee, and our internship is paid. And as soon as you graduate, if you get promoted into a management trainee position, you get another pay increase. So our internship is located at the Fort Myers Airport, which is right next to campus. And enterprise, or shall I say, FGCU students work out really well with that. We look at 20 to 25 hours a week, and we definitely want to work around your work schedule. Our sales management trainees, you have to have a bachelor's degree. It's a minimum expectation. We certainly hire all majors. Again, we're teaching you every aspect to running your own business, and you get hands-on experience, and we promote solely from within. We have a full benefits package: medical, dental, vision, 401k. We have a matching program with that, as well as profit sharing, because again, we're privately held. So enterprise puts money into our accounts for profit sharing. Company car kicks in when you become a branch manager, which is a nice perk, or any other level 2 position. And of course, we create a fun and competitive family culture. We are looking for people that want to be in a sales position, as well as learning how to run a business. So enterprise, how do you get started? That little QR code off to the right here is one way to get into one of my prospects, as well as you can go to careers.enterprise.com. You can look at the opportunity of management training, read all about it. And it just gives you a great overall perspective of all the things that I mentioned on our initiatives of a company, as well as our management trainee program. So that is it on my presentation via my PowerPoint. So I'm definitely open to any questions that you might have.
I did have one quick question.
Sure.
So obviously, I think you guys are doing a great job, especially considering like how COVID has thrown a lot of things out of whack. So my question is, for this position, how much of it would be virtual as opposed to like in person or physically?
Our position as a management trainee is 100% in person. Enterprise is an essential business. So even during COVID, when everything shut down, because we are a government contractor, we're an essential business. So we were still open face to face. Of course, we have safety protocols put into place where we have to wear a mask. We get temperature checks taken, all of those types of things. We have a whole clean car pledge. We had clean car pledge before, but this is even more. We've actually teamed up with Clorox to make sure that we have a Clorox wipe in the car, as well as what we've done in the cleaning of the vehicles. So this position is 100% face-to-face because customers are still coming into our branches. We have created some, we just rolled out not so long ago, like less than a month ago. Basically, if you've ever purchased a plane ticket and it goes onto your phone, we have it that you can now rent a car on your phone, come to a branch, you can stay outside. So that just kind of keeps the customer outside in a safe environment. But yes, it's definitely done face-to-face because it's all customer service. And I'll throw it out there from the perspective that, and I know that it's one of the things that we as enterprise have to combat is the enterprise rent-a-car title. Not the company, but this fact that when I was in college, my roommate got a job with enterprise. And the first thing I thought of, you have a 4-year degree and you're going to go work for a rental car company. Who does that? You're going to be renting cars. I thought she was crazy. And the first thing she said to me was, no, Laura, it's completely different. This is different. We're learning how to run a business. We're working with fantastic people. It's fun, friendly, fun environment. It's just different. The people are different. I'm like, sure. I graduate college and I get a job with enterprise. And now I'm a recruiter with enterprise. And it is different. It's a fantastic company. I never thought I'd ever be renting cars. When I told my parents I was going to go work for a rental car company, I thought they were going to sprout 3 heads. Now my parents tell everybody that I work for enterprise because I've been with the company a very, very long time. And it's just been a fantastic company with which to work for. So again, the only person that knew that they were going to work for enterprise was Christy Taylor. She is the granddaughter of Jack Taylor, who founded this business. And she worked her way up from a management trainee, and now she's the president of our company. So yeah, we, again, starting from the beginning and working our way up.
So just another quick question.
Sure.
Since you guys are a private decentralized company, from your own personal experience, do you guys tend to encourage more adaptability, or are you guys more by the books kind of company?
It depends. If it's something regarding legal, ethics, values, that's definitely by the books. We don't scrimp on our sales integrity, customer service, our privacy, those types of things. But we do encourage creativity. Again, we're an entrepreneurial-based business, and each branch operates within a territory or an area. So what that means is that the branch manager and assistant manager, if they need to market in a certain way, if they need to try new and innovative ways, then we encourage that. It's your business. The concept of pick enterprise will pick you up, the idea that enterprise will go to your house or the body shop or dealership, actually was started by a management assistant in the Orlando group. Gosh, I don't remember how many years, like 30 years ago. Enterprise didn't do that before, but it started by a management assistant in the Orlando group, which we took that idea and boy, did we run with it. So we do want innovative ideas. We do want people to think outside the box on how to grow their business. Yes.
You had mentioned that you're seeking 15 interns. Will all 15 of them work at the Fort Myers Airport? And that, how long is the internship itself?
It depends on, again, if they're a rising junior or rising senior. Everybody, like I said, all the interns go through, we have our interns go through the various training classes that our management trainees go through. So if it's a rising senior, there's a 3-day orientation when anybody starts. Our interns are our management trainees. And then there's a 30, 60, a 90, 120, 150 training class that they go through from a group perspective. So now we're doing it all via Teams instead of coming into our administrative headquarters. But the rest of it is done hands-on in the branch. We have monthly one-on-ones with all of our interns. And then the objective is to, if they're a rising senior, so let's just say they start in August. And our objective, if we have done our job, which is our, of course, objective to be completely open in our communication with their candidates, we will be able to offer them a position if they're performing in March. which to have an offer that far in advance of graduation, when we've already offered some of your May grads, we've already offered a full-time management training position.
And that
Which
position
we're
lasts,
super excited. Yeah.
that position at that time lasts for 12 months and then they move on to something else?
It can, it would be, the next position would be management trainee. But recently we hired, I think 7 interns from FGCU that all are, well, I'd say out of the 7, 5 are graduating in May. So that internship only lasted a few months.
Okay.
Or will anticipate lasting only a few months. So we're very flexible from that perspective. There are other companies that only want it for X duration of time. That's not our objective. Our objective is to give them real world experience. And if it's mutually beneficial for the student as well as for enterprise, and they're happy with what they're doing and they're having fun with what they're doing and they're learning and growing as a student, our objective is to have them convert to be a management trainee.
And at that point, they could move on to a different location possibly?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, our objective with the management training program, management internship, is if they go through all the various training classes, that when they convert to management trainee, then within 90 days, they can get promoted to management assistant. And at that point, they most likely will transition to our home city location. Fantastic. Well, again, thank you so much for letting me be a part of this Recruitment Wednesday, right? So, yeah. And you all have my contact information if anybody has any questions. But to apply for the position, it's careers.enterprise.com, and the postings are up.
And do you have the postings on Eagle Career Network as well?
I do.
On campus? Okay, great. So students have access to that and they can reach it through the link that I put on the chat, so through our website. Thank you, Laura, for being here. It's been great seeing you back.
Thank you, truly.